and welcome back to Hollow Acres. In today's video, we are going to be discussing food preservation. Now this video is sponsored by Out of Air. They have been so kind as to send me this vacuum sealer and all of these bags to try out. I have never used a vacuum sealer before, so this is a new experience and way of food preservation for me. As we all know, food is the one thing that all living things need to survive. And we also know that food, real food, doesn't last or stay fresh for very long. So in order to extend the life of our food, we must preserve it. Now there are many methods of food preservation. You've got canning, freeze drying, dehydrating, and freezing. To save money, I purchase my food in bulk and I store the perishable items in jars or in Ziploc bags. And I am so excited to use these vacuum seal bags in place of Ziplocs. Ziploc bags fail, in my experience, 60 to 70% of the time. They puncture easily, which allows air to get into the bag, compromising the longevity of the food storage life. Freezer burn can happen in under a month if there is air in the freezer bag. And with the amount of food that I purchase and store at a time, I want my food to last longer than that. With these vacuum sealing bags, I no longer have to worry about punctures or leaks or freezer burn. These bags are sturdy and tough. Food stays fresh for years without air getting in, which maintains the quality of the stored items. These bags won't fail, which means there will be no leakage, no contamination from leakage, and most importantly, as I have already said, no freezer burn. Now we all know the saying, you get what you pay for. And although the cost of getting started with vacuum sealing is more expensive than going out and just buying some Ziplocs, investing in a good vacuum sealer and the bags is more cost effective in the long run. Yesterday, I used the vacuum sealer for the first time. To ensure that I wasn't going to get it wrong, I made sure that I sat down and I read the instructions thoroughly. It seemed very straightforward. So I prepared cutting this pork shoulder that I got on sale into portion sizes. I cut the pork shoulder into the following cuts. I cut out the bone for broth, 2 chunks for pulled pork sandwiches, and the remaining shoulder I cut into cubes for pork stew. Now it's time for me to use the vacuum sealer. I started with the bags that came in the box with the machine. Vacuum sealing the chucks first. I weighed the chucks and wrote the weight and date on the bags after they were sealed. I was curious if the bone was going to puncture the bag during the vacuum sealing process, and it did not. I am pleased by this, as the bone always punctures the Ziploc bags. I finished off vacuum sealing the diced shoulder and marking the bag as pork stew, weighed it, and wrote the date on the bag. My first time vacuum sealing was a very straightforward process. I am looking forward to trying a wide variety of different foods, as freezing is my main method of food preservation. And I am impressed by the strength of these bags and by the ease of the vacuum sealing process. Come this spring and summer, as my garden grows and the harvests come in, I will be using the vacuum sealer to preserve a wide variety of fruits and vegetables. I also intend on creating my own versions of ready-to-eat meals. I think that it'll be a fun and interesting way of packaging individual portion-sized meals. Now I want to thank Out of Air for sponsoring this video. In the description below, there will be a link to my affiliate account, where you can browse their wide selection of machines and bags. This link does include a 10% off discount code, and it is valid until January 31st of 2025. As an affiliate member, I do earn a small percentage of any items that you purchase, allowing me to continue creating content for you to enjoy and learn from. Now, before I put all of this away for the night, I wanted to vacuum seal one more thing. For dinner tonight, I made a very large pot of chili, and I would like to vacuum seal individual portion sizes of the chili. I am not canning it because I didn't follow the canning recipe. I kind of just threw it together. It's usually just how it works whenever I make things. And whenever I make soups, stews, chilies, you can't just make a little bit. You got to make a lot. And I thought that it would be fun to try individual portion sizes of the chili because the kids love the chili. And it's a really easy meal for me to just pull out of the freezer and heat up and give to them. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. Now I am using these 8-inch bags that I got off of the roll here, and they are not sealed on either end, so that is the first thing that I need to do. I am simply going to take the bag, put it in this green little slot here, close the food saver, and press seal. That only took a few seconds. Now the bag is sealed. Now that my bags are sealed, what I'm going to do is go ahead and mark them, writing on them what they are and today's date. Well, I framed this shot a little low, but it is time to add the chili into the bags. I definitely feel like this is going to be a messy process. Maybe 4 hands would be helpful here. Oh, yep, I figured. Okay. I think I should go enlist some help. I don't know how well this is going to seal. This is messy, 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 messy. Okay, I place that in there. I close it. Now I'm going to click the mode button, changing it from a dry seal to a moist seal. I'm assuming. Hit vacuum. Okay, it's sealing. It's sizzling. It's done. Okay. So I'll have to wash this in the sink. It sealed it. It's messy, but it did it. Now I'm going to go enlist help and get the rest of these bags filled and sealed. Filled and sealed. In order to clean the vacuum sealer, all I have to do is take this wet rag, it's wet with warm water and some soap, and I'm just wiping it down. It did not make that big of a mess. This tray removes and I can go wash it out, which I already have. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today while we discussed food preservation. And again, down in the description below, there is a link for my Out of Air affiliate account. On there, you can browse their website and find a wide variety of vacuum sealer machines and bags. Thank you again to Out of Air for sponsoring today's video.